Just reading a little bit of this book. Couldn't sleep. It's like 1 a.m. Just had a lot on my mind and a lot of energy. And some thoughts in this book. It's really interesting that the first history of text in humanity is about taxes and finance. And it made me think about how all our morals and all our values are subjective and just designed for the culture you're in to increase the economic prosperity and power and security of that culture. So the way you think and what you value, your subjective priorities, are kind of designed to make the elite of your culture successful. And so you have to believe in the faith and divine faith of your leaders. So your whole structure of living is based on your respect and faith in leaders. And so the point of that is, if you have corrupt leaders, does that mean you're corrupt? Because you're living your life and your values based on faith in your leaders. And so what that means is you are a reflection of them, which is really funny, because leaders are only a myth as well. We've only just structured these in our minds for group harmony. And it's so interesting, like if you just go out for a walk at night time by yourself, like in a tropical island, you just really feel how all the laws of common man are just a myth. They're just these communities and these stone centers and these tablets and toys and technologies. It's not really true. Like it's true, it's passing, it's fading, and we think it's so normal and set in concrete, our values and beliefs and way of living, but they do adjust quite substantially. And so I feel like you have to be really, really careful in defending your rights and your values, because they're so adaptable. And I really feel it's good to know that, you know, life is kind of meaningless and yet really beautiful at the same time. So, another great thing about this book I was just reading. It was about Western society and how most individualistic people, they value themselves and their privacy, and they think they're really special. And they judge, we are raised to believe that we are innately have rights and special, which is kind of, it's a good base model to have if you're an ambitious, person with great genetics, who your forefathers have worked really hard to develop these character traits in your genetics. But that base model doesn't work if you're a shit cunt. If you're a lazy ass, rude person that just takes some people and doesn't give anything back to the community, those individualistic Western thought notions are a hindrance, because this person walks around like, what? I fucking do what I want. I can do what I want, yo. I'm special. Like, no, you're not special, man. You're just like a product of someone making love. And it breaks my heart to see people acting out in a way that they feel like they've earned their own self-respect without any substance. You have to do something. You have to spend a couple of years foraging other lands and building character and giving back and putting in hours of hard work, physical and mental, various kinds. You need to do that. It's essential for your character building. And it's pretty disgusting to see people walking around with a sense of hierarchy and status without any real achievement. I think if you're a really good person, if you could see that your kids were just shit people, you'd rather give your money to charity than those kids. Is why, because that old idea of like, oh, you just must keep everything in the family. It's like, what if you have a shit family? Why should you only follow those traditions? So the main theme of my talk the past few minutes is just been to question the values. And a great quote from this book is that listen to your heart, right? That's what people think. So this book was commenting on the philosophy of listen to your heart, and it was quite humorously, it pointed out how the heart is just a reflection of the subconscious desires of the culture at the time, right? Especially if you're not very smart. So you're like, oh, listen to your heart. Yeah, but your heart is doing what society tells it to do. Like, let's say in Australia, your heart's like, oh, I want someone who can provide lots of resources for me and status and aesthetically pleasing and have genetics free of disease. That's something the Australian culture appreciates. And so you're like, listen to my heart. Yeah, but your heart is not you. Like, your intuition and your gut feelings have been written for you by your culture. You're just a cog in the wheel of a system that's been designed. So yeah, just autonomy and rights is something you really have to think about, because we are kind of collective and everything we think has kind of been ingrained so that a certain few can seek prosperity and power. So I'm not a person that follows blindly all of my culture's values, because I've picked out some good parts in a lot of cultures, and yeah, I think like it would be pretty cool if I could make a difference to not make everyone else just blindly follow the Western Eastern dream. Like, I feel like we can learn a lot from ancestors, hunter-gatherers. Like, they would chill, they would just live in peace with nature, and they won't try and tell others what to do, because we all had their own place. But yeah, the point is of my talk is that your life is meaningless.